Global War 36 enthusiast here with Operation Live and Let Die, turn 15.2, USSR. It is July 1943. I first want to start off with 4 tech roles. The one important one is long-range aircraft. I've set it up for PBE to randomly generate a D12 for this. So let's see what it generates. I rolled a 1. So, failed again to get long-range aircraft. Okay, I've still got 3 other tech rolls. So one will be for heavy armor. I need an 8 or higher for that. I got an 8. So I succeed on heavy armor. One will be for jet fighters. Need an 8 or higher on that. Got a 5. And the last roll will be for radar. I need a 7 or higher for radar. Let's get this one out of the way. Got an 11. So, got stage 1 on radar. I am very sorry that I was going to zoom in, and I forgot to do that. Hopefully, let me take a peek at what my rolls were like. You can see that. Okay. So, USSR purchases, I'm going to get 4 armor for 6 each, and 4 mechanized infantry for 4 each, so that's 40. Then I'm going to get 8 cavalry, that's 24, so that gets me up to 64, and then I'm going to get a rail in mountainous terrain, which costs me 4. That spends all $68 that Russia has. Then with the CCP, I have 18. These 2 militia are just reminders of my recruitment role at the end of the turn. I'm going to start an airfield in Nanking. That'll cost me 3. And I'm going to start a fortification in Nanking. That'll cost me 5, so I'm up to 8. I'm going to buy 3 infantry. That's 3 each for 9, so that's 17. And I'll save 1 with the CCP. Now let's go on to combat movement. I'm going to see if I can get the camera even further back. Whoops. Okay, let's go way over there. I think that will show. Okay, I'm going to have an air transport here in Chita that's at an air base. Oh, I said Chita. No, in Chukotka. I've got an air transport with a paratrooper in Chakota at an airfield, so I have a range of 7. I'll go 1 here to the Bering Sea, 2 to Yukon Territories, 3 to British Columbia, 4 to the upper Midwest, and do an airborne assault on the upper Midwest. That will put the USSR up 1. And that is also going to invoke the USA's special ability, Call to Arms. So on America's turn, he will pay 1 less for infantry and militia. Militia will cost him 1 next turn, and infantry will only cost him 2 next turn. Okay, let's get the camera in a little better spot. Here, let's see if I can rotate this. I think that's probably going to cover most of my other movement. Okay, so I've got a heavy strategic bomber in Chita. That's going to take off, and it's going to fly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to get to Hong Kong. It's going to do carpet bombing of Hong Kong. There's 5 militia, British infantry, and Anzac infantry there in Hong Kong. Okay, then I'm going to move 2 Soviet cavalry from here in Szechuan, 1 into Yunnan, and then 2 into Annam Tonkin. There's going to be other units that move that there as well, but this is important because I'm taking, I believe, it's worth an IPP, and I'm going to take that with Russia So that will push Russia up one more, up to 58. And that'll drop the Free French down to 6. Okay, other things that are going to move into Tonkin are one cavalry from Szechuan, so that's 3 cavalry that are in there so far, and then 2 cavalry, CCP cavalry here from Hunan are going to join, so that gets us up to 5 cavalry total so far in Anam Tonkin. And then I'm going to move in 12 infantry that are here in Quang Tung. So Anam Tonkin will have 12 infantry and 5 cavalry total. Now I'm looking at where my... Oh, here it is, way over here. Next, I'm going to move 7 infantry, 5 cavalry, and 1 anti-aircraft artillery from Afghanistan to Punjab. So we'll move from here into here and capture this. It's not worth anything. That's 5 cavalry, 7 infantry, and an anti-aircraft gun are coming into Punjab. And then also 5 infantry are coming in from Turkmenistan. They're going 1 through Afghanistan and 2 to join this stack. So this stack is 10 cavalry. Then this cavalry here in Turkmenistan is going to go 1 into Afghanistan and then 2 into Kashmir. It's not worth anything. Just picking that up. Okay, let's see. Then I'm going to move 1 submarine from Sea Zone 50 here in Italy. Let's see. Oh yeah, I can definitely see that, but I could move over a little bit here. Okay, so one of these subs, actually both of these subs are going to move. One will go 1, 2, 3 to Sea Zone 6 and Convoy Raid in... I said Sea Zone 6. I meant Sea Zone 48. I was looking at the number of IPPs I can take off that convoy line. The other guy is going to move out to Sea Zone 79, and he will raid the West African line. The Sea Zone that's in the submarine that's over here in Sea Zone 47 is going to move to Sea Zone 33 and also raid the East Atlantic line. And then the submarine that's in Sea Zone 24 is going to move 1 over and go to Sea Zone 23 and convoy raid the West Atlantic line. So I'll have 2 raiding the East Atlantic line, which has a convoy value of 6. I'll have 1 raiding the West African line, which has a convoy rating of 3, and 1 raiding the convoy line of the West Atlantic line, which has a convoy rating of 5. Alright, and that will be all my combat moves. I will try to zoom in the camera here a little bit. Okay. So, the first is that I have 5 D12s for the carpet bombing in of Hong Kong. So this is my heavy strategic bomber. Needed 2 to hit, and I missed. So no damage there. You get 1 round shot, and that's all. So okay, now we're going to do several convoy raids. Let's start with the West Atlantic line in Sea Zone 23, and always for me, the red die is the attacker, the white die is the defender. It's a flat roll because the British Commonwealth have developed radar, which gives them a +2 to their convoy defense modifier. My subs get a +2 because they're normal subs, so it's a push. let's see, nothing. So the West Atlantic, nothing. Now let's do Sea Zone 33. This is for the East Atlantic line. So I do 3 points of damage to the British there in Sea Zone 33. And then I'm used to using those red dye to do my markers. I didn't have enough. Wasn't being thoughtful enough. All right, let's do the Sea Zone 48 Convoy Raid, and I miss. And then Sea Zone 79 on the West African line, and I miss. So 3 points of damage to the British. I'll take that off. So I have them at 21. Maybe that's wrong, but that's what I've got. Okay. That's it for combat. Now we're going to do non-combat movement. So the air transport that had flown 4 to get to the Midwest, I should move the camera over there, zoom out so you can see me flying back from the Midwest. Okay, I'll probably be able to get that on camera. That's the extent of my new setup. So it'll fly 1, 2, 3. So that's a total of 7 that it flew this turn. All right. Now I'll move the camera a little bit, get us back on the regular part of the map. Okay, I think that should get everything. Okay. Now I've got 3 militia, 1 infantry, 1 advanced artillery moved from Chukotka to Yakutsk. 3 militia, 1 infantry, 1 artillery. Okay, and then I will do 5 militia move from Chita over to Amur. And then 5 infantry move from Carulian up to Chita. Two fighters and 1 tactical bomber fly from Suiyuan to Kwangtung. So these guys can fly 4. And they'll go 1, 2, 3 down to Kwangtung. Okay. 3 militia move from Suiyuan to Hopei. And then 1 militia, those were 3 militia doing that. Now it's 1 militia from Senshi to Hopei. So I have 4 militia there in Hopei. 1 militia in Shantung moves into Nanking. And then 2 Soviet cavalry in Shantung move to Kwangtung. Difficult to pick that up. Okay. 4 militia and 1 anti-aircraft artillery move from Hunan into Nanking. So that's 4 moving into another 4, so I've got 8 militia there. And I'm going to end up placing the 2 militia that I purchase, or that I recruit, into Nanking. So it's going to be that Nanking has 10 militia and 1 anti-aircraft gun. 2 infantry move from Hunan into Kwangtung. With those planes. The strategic bomber that flew the carpet bombing mission is going to come back to Kwangtung. Land there. 7 infantry and 3 artillery move from Singhai down to Yunnan. 1 militia and 3 artillery move from Tibet into Yunnan. And then 1 infantry and 3 artillery move from Szechuan into Yunnan. The 3 militia in Yunnan are going to move into Kwangtung over here. So Kwangtung has 6 militia, 3 infantry, 4 mountain, 2 Soviet cavalry, and then 4 planes. Okay. 9 motorized infantry towing 6 advanced artillery and 3 anti-aircraft artillery, plus a Katyushka rocket artillery and 6 medium armor moved from Turkmenistan into Afghanistan. So all this stack moves down into Afghanistan. Okay. 4 mechanized infantry and 1 Katyushka rocket artillery moved from Stalingrad to Turkmenistan. Okay. 4 tank destroyers moved from Moscow to Smolensk. Had 8 in there, 4 moved forward. 1 tank destroyer moves from Donetsk, Kuban to southern Belarusia. And 1 tank destroyer moves from Donetsk, Kuban to western Ukraine. I'm going to do strategic rail movement of 1 anti-aircraft artillery from Kiev to Primorsky Krai. I'm going to do 1 infantry from Leningrad to Primorsky Krai. Those are my 2 strategic rail movements. Okay, CCP recruitment roll. It's automatic. I get 2. Oh, I should mention, the war in China is over. The CCP has won, and once the KMT doesn't have any units on the continental China territory, then all KMT units are removed from the board. So that torpedo boat destroyer that they used to have was removed. There are no KMT units on the board. Okay, placement of units. I'm going to put 3 infantry in for the CCP in Kwangtung. So now it has 5 infantry. Kwangtung has 6 militia, 5 infantry, 4 mountain infantry, 2 cavalry, and the 4 planes. Anam Tonkin has 12 infantry and 5 cavalry. And then Yunnan has 1 militia, 8 infantry, and 9 artillery. And Nanking has 10 militia and an anti-aircraft artillery. I placed 3 Russian cavalry, 4 mechanized infantry, and 4 medium armor. I can build 11 here in Turkmenistan, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put in 4 medium armor, 4 mechanized infantry, and 3 cavalry. So Turkmenistan has 4 medium armor and 8 mechanized infantry, a Katyushka rocket, and 3 cavalry. The 5 cavalry left I'll build in Stalingrad, and then I'm going to build this rail line on the border between Turkmenistan and Afghanistan. Since Afghanistan is mountainous, that costs me 4. Okay, so the USSR is up to 58. Is that correct? I have 58. Maybe I think I was at 56, and I got 1 for the upper Midwest and 1 for Anam Tonkin. So 58 plus 3 for my war propaganda gets me up to 61. So I'm going to roll for my wartime Economy, got a 3. I rolled 2 2s and 1 3. So that gets me up to 64. And then CCP collects 15 plus 2 for Soviet adjacency, plus they saved 1, so that's 18. This is Global War 36 Enthusiast, now turning this over to Panzer J, and 15.3 Japan.